Hello, my name is Sigve Hamilton Asplen. I will talk uh, 15 minutes about offshore drilling and QHSE engineering. I will start with a little bit of presentation of my own experience with Kick Offshore. We were working on the drilling rig Ocean Vanguard. I was watching in a hard hurricane, and we got a kick. I called the drill floor, said we had gain in the active. The anchors were cut, and we drift away from the gas site. If we didn't do that, we would go down because of lack of buoyancy and also in danger risk of a blowout if the gas was ignited. That same thing happened in the Deepwater Horizon. There was a high pressure in the reservoir, and the risk system did not work. The blowout preventer did not hold the reservoir. The shear rams did not hold cut right, and the gas came up through the pipes, and there was probably H2S gas that killed all the personnel, and they could not do anything about it, and it ignited together with the methane gas, and the rig exploded, and there was a spill of oil, and it was a very high cost and expensive accident. And this is the reason I am going to talk a little bit about QHSE engineering while drilling. Here we have a jack-up rig. We have different types of rigs. You can go put a jack-up rig next to a standalone platform, like Varg A, for instance. We have semi-submersibles that are floating on pontoons. We have drilling ships that can be drilling in deep water, and they are more stable than the former one. I've been working on this drill ship here that you can see, and it is held not by anchors but by thrusters. We also have the Deep platform that does not exist anymore. They don't make it anymore. We have jacket platforms that is a medium depth, not shallow depth or deep environment. We have the tension leg platforms like Snorre, and I've been working on that one also, and you can feel it's moving in the waves. We have standalone wellhead platforms like Varg A, and if you want to drill wells from that, you can put a jack-up rig next to it and drill wells. Here you have different job titles. We have seismic surveys, we have drilling exploration wells, and we have the mud logger units. I have experience from mud logging, and it's important to understand drilling data. Like if you have a high spikes on the torque, that means that you can be milling on BOP like we did with Corcovado ocean rig in Greenland, between Greenland and Canada. So when I was working as a QHSE engineer on ocean rig, I was talking to Geo Services. They recorded spoon on the shaker, and I was going to the doghouse, and I was seeing there has been high spikes on the torque, and that was a dangerous situation. If there was a gas, the drilling ship could be ignited, and being a blowout, and luckily that did not happen. What happened, there was milling on the BOP, and that was a very high-risk situation in case of gas production. We also have coring, which take part of the course to send to land to investigate or study permeability and porosity in the coring materials. Well logging, you have to do electrical, radioactive, and sonic tools. Provide quantitative assessments of fluid type and distribution, and you have to do field tests and evaluate the information and explore from exploration and appraisal information, compile a reservoir model and compile economic model and drill development wells. And you have to have well planning and design. You have to have primary well planning and detailed well design and drilling operations and post-drilling. You have to have preliminary well drilling planning, detailed well design, drilling operations, and post-drilling. And you have well data, entry, capture data, validate quality control, and print reports. And you need to have information in everything, every system. You need the well logs to understand where to drill. You have put everything in a shared earth model. You have drilling data you need for drilling and petrophysical modeling and seismic modeling and geological modeling and classification systems, reservoir simulations, 3D and 4D seismics. Everything is connected so you can analyze the drilling. And we are working with the horizontal or the deviated paths, drilling paths. Yeah. And then you have tools where you can analyze where you're drilling, so you're not drilling in another well. So you use a software to put everything data inside, and then you evaluate conceptual design, detailed design and planning, and then you execute. And then you need to understand all the drilling tools in the job. You need standard spiral drill collars, and you have to know what the square Kelly is, and integral heavy white drill pipes and spiral integral heavy white drill pipe. You need to know all the details like pop joints, stabilizers, crossover sub, and integral heavy white drilling pipes, spiral drill collars, and super high pressure tubings and tubing for high pressure boilers. And you have to have a vision of overview of drilling pipes and sizes. Then you start with bigger sizes and get smaller and smaller and smaller measurements when you're getting down to the reservoir. You have drill collars. You have need for Kellys, heavyweight drill pipes, and tubings to produce the oil. Then you have a casing and oil gas delivery pipes, and you need drilling beds. You have PDC beds with diamonds in and cone bite for different type of hardness in the reservoir. Then you have to have an overview of the personnel on board. You have a drilling contractor, accounting, rig design and maintenance, drilling superintendent, and other rigs. You need tool pusher, driller, and rig crew. You need a company, uh, operating company, where you have the accounting, reservoir engineering, production engineering, drilling superintendent, drilling engineering, geology, companyman, other wells, service companies, mud engineering, and directional drilling and surveying MWD. And you have to have overview over the cost in the drilling rate, so you can know how much you have to pay for it. Then you have a plot of depth against days for wells drilled from North Sea platform, and its time breakdown for a North Sea well. And then we have to focus on what we have to what we don't want, like the explosion on Piper Alpha. It was a kick taken, and then there was ignition that made Piper Alpha burn, and there was 167 fatalities, 164 people that died on that in that blowout platform. And then you need to understand what was happening. You have to analyze the events in the disaster. So you have to go into the details. So and write down, so it's not going to happen another time. You have to study all the details to understand what not to do. And then here we have a blowout picture of this platform. And this is what we don't want to happen. Here you have Piper Alpha in flames. You can see it's not a good thing to see when you see an old platform burn. This is something that the economy in the company is in case there's low, if the company does not make that much money, they don't spend that much money on QHSE engineers and QHSE. So that happens, you get a blowout because the barriers are passed. You have to have all the barriers so in perfect shape, so it's not going to happen. So then you have, when there is a blowout happen, then you need the crisis management to take care of the people who is already survived. The conclusion: the Piper Alpha disaster demonstrated the need for proper training for the responsibility in this kind of position. This is just one of many crises that have highlighted the need for organizations or to competent to deal with major sites. Crisis management is primarily dependent on the decision making of those in key command positions at strategic, tactical, and operational levels. The immediate cause of the accident was due to communication problems relating to shift handover and perimeter work. The crisis also shows the information of good organizational communication and information routines. So what if there had been a proper shift handover, proper marking of the safety valve that wasn't functioning, or proper limit to work shift for this shift at the Piper Alpha. Here is a list of QHSE advisor drilling and wells job specifications. It's important that all these tasks are handled by QHSE department. And here it's all the roles and responsibility for the HSE management. Then we have a definition of risk evaluation, risk and unwanted risk incident ranking, system in place, report incidents and near miss, analyze material, look for trends. Here we have a risk definition where risk is practical possibilities times consequences. You have risk to personnel, environment and material. We have this triangular where you have one major incident, when you have 10 moderate incidents and 30 moderate incidents and 600 incidents with no negative consequences. And you have to set up a risk acceptance matrix for quantitative risk analysis. And then you have risk management. You have access, evaluate, manage and measure. And here you have mapping of HSE and risks. You have to register incidents, positive and negative. Here you have practical data from Ocean Rig, where you can see you have marine is high 669, drilling is 463, technical is 175, and then catering 191, and with client 137, and third party 592 incidents. Then you have positive cards is 1040, suggestions 732, and undesirable hazard conditions, corrective action 124, open CA in star is 1820, and PTV is 432. And total incidents is UARs is 12, drop is 3, potential drop 5, and accidents and damages is 11. So you have to control all the incidents in your database. Then you have cause assessment, that is direct causes versus underlying causes. You have a cause perspective, human, technical, and organizatorial. And you have the 5 whys technique. Look for the underlying causes, eliminate the root of the problem. You have the 5 whys technique. You're going into the why, and you go back to the problem. And you have this system here. You have erroneous work, execution 16, and defect or faults on equipment, material, tools 13, lack of concentration 7, inadequate competence 5, and inadequate in communication failure 4, and inadequate design or ergonomics 3, inadequate work environments 4, and inadequate work supervision 3. Here you have to have a HSE analysis. You have to have a quantity risk assessment, qualitative risk matrix, safe job analysis, chemical analysis, risk assessment prompt card. Then you need the risk reduction. You have the ALARP system, as low as reasonable practical, and the BAT system, best available technology, precaution principles, precautions substitution principles. Then you have the barriers Swiss cheese model. You have to have all barriers and make them tight, so you cannot go. So the risks does not go through all the cheese model. You need to make the hole tight, so you're not getting any accidents or loss. You have barriers, technical qualifications, produce, etc. Then we are all responsible for managing HSE, hazards, risks, and I was responsible for planning the operation safety. I was responsible for supervising the maintenance work. I turned a blind eye to some of the crew not following all the procedures as we had limited time to do the job. I was responsible for complete the work. I didn't work safely and took the shortcut to get the job done. Accident. And we all have a part to play. A management team, maintenance, as hazard identified and risk management plans implemented for the SJA team. You have the drilling, risk management integrated to drilling program. You have contract. You have the HSE department, guidance and advisory support, provided operations. You have the IT data graphics. You have the human resources. You have legal. You have the finance department. And then we have the deadliest accidents in the world. You have Piper Alpha, you have with 167 fatalities. You have Alexander Kielland with 123. You have Seacrest Drill Ship 91, Ocean Ranger 84, Glomar Java Drill Ship 81, Bohai 72, Brentfield Chinook Helicopter 45, Encova Central 42, C.P. Baker Drilling Barge 22, and Bombay High North 22, and Oso Chinta 22. And then you have the worst blowouts. Released, it is Sedco 135, 3.5 million barrels. Ecofisk Bravo 222 barrels, 2,000 barrels, and Funinava number 5 is 200,000 barrels, and Hashpa platform well number 6 100,000 barrels, and Union Oil platform Alpha well I-21 is 80,000. And then the most expensive accidents is Piper Alpha is $1.2 million, and Petrobras 36 is 550 million dollars, and Chova Central is 461 million dollars. Sleipner A is 365 million dollars, and the Mississippi Canyon is 274 million dollars, and Mighty Servant is 222 million dollars. And Bombay High North is $195 million, and Steelhead Platform is $171 million, and then name not known, $122 million, and then Petronius I $160 million. Then you have the collapse. You have Alexander Kielland with 123 fatalities, and Al Maria 4, and Mars Victory 0, and Ocean Prince, Parker 14, Ranger, Sea Gem, and Transocean. Sea Gem with 13, and Ranger with 8, L0. And Lost Sea, St. Greg's, you have Bohai with 72 fertilities, Interocean, and Cape Biscayne, and Ocean Express 13, Ocean Master, Mr. Breeze, Rowan Gorilla, and West Gamma. And then you have the secondary well control, tertiary well control, and casing setting depths, and casing setting depths, and drilling beds, different drilling beds,